Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cherry Bomb Blossom Boutique. How you guys doing? Hello, hello, hi. How's the wonderful week going? How you guys have a wonderful weekend? What do you guys do? Whether I feel like I'm a little bit too far. Am I a little bit too far into? Yeah, I'm gonna move a little bit. But hi, my name is Sakura Masaoki, and welcome to the Cherry Bomb Blossom Boutique. I think I already said that, but you know what? I don't care. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Mania, for subscribing for 3 months in a row. In a row? Is it in a row? I don't know. But still, you've been here 3 months, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much, honey. How's it going? How's the weekend? How was the weekend treating you guys? Mm, 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 mm. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. I've been through a lot this week. And by a lot I just mean like my mental health has been in the dumps a little bit. But hey, you know what always makes me feel better? That no matter how much I feel bad, I will always be able to laugh at my sister a little bit. Cause here's the thing, right? The other day, she was taking care of her plants because she's going through a whole renaissance on which plants apparently make her help her relax. Because she's studying right now. She's currently studying for physical therapy, and she's going through this period of kind of becoming a little bit of a plant woman. She's been looking into growing plants, and she's been growing a lot of plants. However, she accidentally grew grass the other day. Like, okay, here's the thing. We are not 100% certain that whatever is growing on her garden boxes, because she made little garden boxes, right? She grabbed a couple boxes that were like discarded somewhere and repurposed them to be I guess like flower pots but bigger. And she planted a couple different seeds that she bought. What she didn't realize is that they sold her primarily grass seeds. So she just planted a bunch of seeds that she thought were going to be strawberry seeds because she wanted to grow strawberries because she loves them strawberries and cream. She loves to put them almost on everything. I think it's a favorite fruit, honestly. And the poor girl, when we noticed that the leaves were not really matching up with a leaf, because strawberry leaves are like kind of rounded and they have like a bit of a scallop edge, and that's the thing. We were hoping to see that, and just yesterday we were like, this doesn't really work strawberries, they're kind of the leaves are just kind of jutting up and without really any purpose. This doesn't really look like a strawberry, you guys. And after a while, we noticed it clicked. This is grass. This is literally grass. Like, speak of touching grass on another level. Why touch grass when you can grow grass? Honestly, why go out and procure your own sample of grass when you can just make it yourself at home? You can just have your own grass at home. Like, why go out and touch grass when you can just grow it and touch it here, apparently? Apparently, that's what the gardener said to her. And it's so funny because, honestly, I feel bad for laughing. Because this is bad. At the end of the day, she got scammed. But she was just so excited to grow strawberries, and it turned out that it was just grass seeds. And the funny thing is that it wasn't just grass seeds. Like, there is, I think, 2 specified plants. Okay, plants we don't really know how to identify because they look a little weird. Like, I don't really know what the leaf is but I do know that she has grown a couple of tomatoes, which... Okay, where do you get tomatoes from strawberry seeds, dude? Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know if the 4th dimensional being decided that, you know what, it's time to grow anything but strawberries. Or I don't know if, like, just, the seed as it was growing decided to pivot and be like, Barbie just told me that I could be whoever I wanted to, and I want to be and I want to be grass. I think you guys need grass, so I'm just going to be grass. Thank you so much for the lurking, Clyde. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing well, hon. But yeah, that's been going along. It's been going along with my sister, and honestly, I think I never related to my sister more than just that. I usually we don't really like hang out a lot, but I think that it's because she's a little too energetic for moi. Like she's a little bit too energetic, and normally I cannot keep up with her social battery. Therefore, I try to just not to not engage with her a lot because if I cannot keep up, she's going to absolutely steamroll me. And okay, maniac. Be careful driving though. Be careful. And it's not the fact that she's going to like say mean things to me. She talks so fast and without making any sense unless you're like actively engaging in the topic, that you can get lost like that so quick, man. And so I don't hang out with her a lot because of that. And also we kind of have like polar opposites when it comes to personality. So we tend to clash a lot. And more so, okay, here's the thing, right? We didn't used to have a lot of in common traits, in common likes. Like the things that we were interested on are not quite the same, we were never very close when it comes to the things with like. However, you will not believe how much fun she made of me whenever I started getting a little bit into K-pop, and I never got into it too much because it just wasn't that much my thing. Like I'm still very much a fan of J-pop rather than K-pop, and she started to make fun of me for that. Cut to find out, 3 months after that, she's listening to the radio, Blackpink on blast, not even like apologetic to me. She's just listening to Blackpink on the radio, and just like I hear that song coming down the driveway when she's with my mom in the car, and I just remember like Vietnam flashback, how much fun she used to make fun of me. And at first I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything about it because I was like, well, she just got into new things, people can change. People can have a whole different flair of likes. Like not because she likes reggaeton, it means that she cannot like K-pop, right? But part of me, this devil inside me, this bile was kind of building up a little bit. And I just had to make fun of her a little bit. I just had to. So I ended up grabbing my phone and pulling the song on blast, the one that she made fun of me for, which was Butter from BTS. And I was just putting it in full blast, just like, letting it go, walking around the house, until I caught her mouthing the words, and I called her out on it, just like, oh, so this song isn't garbage anymore, is it? So this song is not, just meaningless things. This song is not what you thought it was anymore, huh? And she was so embarrassed. She was like red. She was red from embarrassment from the fact that I caught her lip syncing to the song. And that's my only gotcha moment with my sister. She has a lot more gotcha moments than me, but that's the one and only time I was able to catch her being hypocritical. I love her to death, but man, she's the type of person to criticize something before she tries it out, and then when she tries it, she just unapologetically embraces it, but she never apologizes for being a dick. I love that woman. What happened to my music? Speaking of music, what happened to my music? But anyway, we're not here for me to talk about my sister. We're here to do some fashion. And so, we're going to be working on Mr. FalseEyeD fashion collection. Why? I don't know. Because we gotta make content, guys. Nah, I'm just kidding. Because I didn't make a lot of streams last week because I forgot to make it a schedule, and then I was too lazy to make one, not gonna lie. So, I took the week a little bit easier that day, and now we're coming back in full force. And so, what am I gonna try today? So, the main thing I was having ideas about, and that's the first concept I'm gonna work on today, is the newscaster concept, but blending it a little more with the Android part, quote unquote, because I was kind of thinking of like, what if newscaster? What if the suit, right? Just like a common suit, but cyberpunk. What would that look like, Because, well, I'm sure that a lot of people have done it before. Like, again, I'm a fair believer that originality is dead. Originality is not something that exists anymore. It's just a concept that people like to believe so that they can feel more special. But in reality, it's just something. Everything that has to be invented has been invented. Everything that people can ever think about has been thought about before. And even if you are the first person to do it, that novelty is not gonna last that long. Like, being like completely honest here, the novelty of inventing something, of doing something original, doesn't last long when people find out when you did it. And obviously you want to tell people that you did it, right? Because how are you gonna be credited with being the first person who did it if you if you not tell people about it? And so, eventually what you're doing will stop being original, if it was original at some point. So, at this point in my career, at this point in life, because, as a creative, I've been told multiple times that my work is not good enough, that my work has been stolen, that my work this, my work that. Just because, well, I happen to be on a realm that has already been explored by multiple people, but people who are like far more educated than I am. For those who don't know, I am not a professional fashion illustrator. I'm not a professional fashion designer because I don't have the formal training to be able to do this. Like, I do this as a this is my passion project, my passion hobby. This is what I like to dedicate most of my time on, because it's just like I just like to create things, and clothes is one of the prettiest things that you can put on. So why not work for that, So I decided to dedicate to clothes. I decided to dedicate to character design first and foremost, because I actually started my career as an artist by drawing my own original characters, which, mind you, they had very little originality back in the day. Back in the day, what we classify as original was not in my future. It was not on the cards for me, because like every person who has ever done art before, you tend to take a lot of inspiration. Some of us heavier than others, in different things that you see in media. And I remember in particular that I just took a character from an anime. Her name was Otone. I don't remember what anime it was from, but it was like kind of like a. It was an anime where on the school they have like clubs, and the club leaders have like superpowers or something like that. I don't know, but apparently originally started as a Vocaloid song series. I don't know if you guys have ever like known about that particular anime, but I know for a fact that a lot of people were like crazy about it, not because of the concept of the anime or because the storyline made any sense, which mind you, it did not. The storyline would jump a lot and I will get lost, but you know, pretty color, pretty anime man who's creepy. I care, I love, I want, you know. Sounds like the movie Volcano High. I have no idea actually. I have never I have never actually watched Volcano High, so I don't know if it's any similar. But probably, right? But the point is that I straight up just lifted my favorite character from that anime. Her name was Otone, and just transplanted her into a male body and called it a day. I did not even change his name. I changed obviously the clothes, right? But I kept it under the same aesthetic because you know what? I love her aesthetic a lot, which is just more like on the Lolita side of things. She was like kind of like a Chunibyo. So yeah, that's how I started my career. I started literally lifting characters from anime and just putting it in my own stories and being like, yeah, this is fine. I like this. This is cool. This is totally not illegal. No. This is totally not what you should be doing. But hey, we are still for somewhere, you know. Even then, even right now, I cannot in good faith consider myself as professional because I don't have any professional training on this. This is my hobby and something that I hope to turn into a job because I like drawing clothes a lot. I like thinking a lot about the ways that this could be made look cooler. So, you know, this is my current personality. Who knows? It might change. It might change later. You know, it might change that maybe later I want to be just like a singer, or maybe I just want to be a gardener again. You know, like the good thing about being a human and the good thing about being in charge of yourself is that you can always change whatever you want to do, right? You don't always have to follow the formula. You don't always have to follow people, you know? You can always just do you. But yeah, currently, I want to dedicate myself to this. And considering the amount of time that I've been dedicating myself to this, it's already been longer than what I dedicated to college, not gonna... I'll be honest, I was a very bad student, dude. I was the kind of student who never studied, never did anything, and still passed. And the thing is, though, it's not because I was not smart, because I am. I am a very intelligent dude. I can learn things really fast, and I can teach myself things. But I was just bored. School was boring to me, and so I never really cared for doing the best at school, you know? It was just not my thing. I got bored, I didn't want to do it, and that came to bite me later in college, not gonna lie. Because, you know, from elementary to high school is kind of like essential is what you need to do to get like a basic life going on. But it was not something required to go to college. You can still find a decent job to go to college. You may never stop working, but you can still find something decent, right? So I screwed up by wanting to go to college. And thank Lord for me that is not the same on people who go to American schools. What the because making mistakes on American schools is a little bit more pricey. I know that for a fact because I heard my friends bemoan about their college loan and their college whatever the fuck is the thing that you gotta pay money for. Like, I I heard about that for multiple friends in multiple accounts, you know? And, well, number one, it doesn't sound fun. And number two, I'm sure that it's really stressful for people who want to change career jobs, who don't really want to be into, who are not really into what they were studying originally, you know? Because it makes sense. We are all human. We want to change. We all want to do different things with our life, you know? we don't all always want to dedicate ourselves to the same thing. And I can imagine that for for American people, it must be so stressful whenever your parents already spend a lot of money into you getting to college, to getting into a good school, and then you don't want to do it anymore. Because I can imagine that must be hard, right? Thankfully, I never had to take any loans to be able to go to school. But you know, not like it made a difference. I still quit it. But it was, you know, like a whole conglomerate of things. I didn't quite just quit because I didn't want to keep studying anymore. Because my goal was never to not study or to not graduate, or that I would never keep going with my career. That wasn't the point. What I wanted to do is just get that paper to number one, so that my family will stop bothering me, because they were experts in making me feel bad about it, making me feel bad about the fact that I didn't want to go to college originally. And number two, because I knew, and I still know, that having that paper that proves that I studied is 100 times better than not having it. Why? Because, well, at the end of the day, for some reason, well, it's not just for some reason. It does have its merits to having that paper, right? But at the end of the day, it does open a little doors for you to keep going, for you to have an easy professional career. Sure, you can always put your own business and be quite successful at it. I'm not saying that's not possible, but for the most part, really, it is easier, at least from what I heard, to just go to college and then just study what you can, you know? It is not necessarily because you're always gonna stay at that job, or because you're gonna or because you're going to dedicate yourself to whatever you're studying. Is just so that you can prove to your future jobs that you can stay in that you can be committed enough to finish something long term. At least that's why, as far as I understand it, that's the purpose of going to college, more so than anything. Aside from, you know, learning things to be more specialized, you know, having something special. And what was I talking about this? I forgot. I this is what I love about me. I go into tangents so long for whatever the fuck reason, and I end up forgetting why I went into that tangent in the first place. It happens to me every time, and I can't avoid it. But yeah, I'll just to say that, oh yeah, I remember what I was talking about. I always wanted to get that paper, so just so that I could, you know, prove to future jobs that I could, that I could do it, that I could finish school and finish it well. And then here we are. Couple of years, literally a year later, and unfortunately, I still quit. I don't know if I will ever go back to studying because I like what I do right now. I would like to turn this into a job, but you know, at some point or another, streaming is not always gonna work out for me. You know, it's not some while it is evergreen. Uh, Eventually something will happen, and for some reason, it will stop working, just like everything else. And it never hurts to have a backup plan, you know. What the fuck am I doing? Honestly, I just started doodling and I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. What am I doing? What am I doing today? Hello? What am I drawing? Okay, so I know that I wanted this formal shirt, like this dress shirt look, but trying to avoid colors because again, I'm trying to go for like more sci-fi aesthetic. So trying to avoid colors. And maybe even zippers. Let me see. Let me get rid of the zipper line. How does that look like? Because here's the thing though, this could be just like a pullover thing. Like, it doesn't have to have a zipper or a button placket, but at the same time, it does end up feeling a little incomplete. If not, it almost looks like a nurse. Now that I think about it, this looks like a nurse gear, like a nurse shirt. Oh damn it! But yeah, I do want to go back though and have a little bit more of professional training when it comes to fashion. Because, well, you don't really need professional trainer to become a fashion illustrator. That's not a thing. And not really for becoming a fashion designer. However, you do need to know how garments work. And I have a basic sense of it, you know? I have a very basic sense of how things work. I know very little about fabrics. I can recognize them sometimes when I look at them, and sometimes when I touch them. But I don't know about their properties and the way that some things will have to be cut or made, right? I'm still learning about that. And, you know, although you... Oh, say hi. Hey Simon, how you doing? I hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for saying hi. And what was I talking about? I forgot. Oh my god, it's only been a span of 10 minutes and I'm already forgetting what I'm saying. Holy shit. What was I talking about? I think I need to go to the doctor. I genuinely just forgot what I was talking about a second ago. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. Like, I may know how to illustrate well things, but I don't know how to how to create a garment per se. Like, I know how to draw it. I know how to make it look pretty in paper. I don't know how to bring it back to life, you know? Like, again, I know a little bit of fabrics. I can recognize them, so more or less, not all of them. Like, I still have trouble differentiating chiffon from tulle from organza. I think those kind of look the same when you look them from far away. But the point is, I still don't know how to differentiate those, right? So I want to get a little bit more education on that. I'm not sure what route I'm gonna go with. Why is the music so loud? The music feels really loud for some reason. I kind of want to go with that for a little bit. I want to learn more about it. Let me know if the music is a little bit too low or too light or too loud for you guys, because I have very sensitive ears. My ears are sensitive as fuck. So what I consider like loud might not be loud at all for you guys. So let me know. I will be lowering the volume a little bit, and then also lower the volume on my headphones, just to keep it on the safe side. Because I do sure hate whenever a streamer talks really low, and then the music is almost on the same level as them. Because even when I have it blasting all the way up, I can barely hear them, and with the music, even less. So I don't like to have that disparity. I try to always think about the ways that I view things and the way that I enjoy things. And will I enjoy watching the stream if I had like ear-splitting music playing all the time? Or will I enjoy watching this stream if you guys could barely hear me and you had to like crank up your monitor? At least that's just me and the way I do things, but hey, to each their own. But yeah, I do want to pursue further education. I do want to learn how to sew. That's one of the things that is on my resolutions. Not the resolutions for this year. It's just resolutions in general. To learn how to sew. Mostly because it's a practical skill rather than just, aside from, the potential ability to make my own garments, learning how to sew is just a basic ability that I don't know why people stop teaching it. Like, I still believe that you should teach your kids how to sew if you can. Like, if that's possible to you, you should teach them how to sew. Mostly just because it will help them to not waste a lot of money on tailors and stuff like that. Well, not really tailoring, because tailoring doesn't really exist anymore. Like, you just buy things for fast fashion and stuff like that. But if you need something tailored, you don't have to go pay a specialist. You can always just do it yourself. And if you just need to patch a hole, like you kind of just like, let's say that you accidentally burn your ties were too powerful and accidentally burn a hole into your pants, which happens to me all the time because I happen to be thick. At least in the legs, I'm thicker on my legs parts. So if you happen to burn a hole in your pants, it will be really helpful, to have it will be really helpful to have the ways to patch that up, to know how to patch it without like sending it to the seamstress or the simster. That's just my personal belief, so like, to each their own. Do I want a best on this? I kinda do want a best, because this is looking... It's looking like a weird mix of a jersey with a dress shirt. And I'm not sure if it's giving what it needs to be given. I'm not sure if it's giving. Because the thing about Cyberpunk is that most of it is streetwear. There's barely anything like any high fashion things when it comes to Cyberpunk. It's mostly just based on streetwear because Cyberpunk is mostly just practical. Like, Cyberpunk is all about practicality. So all of the inspiration I can find for myself is mainly just based on streetwear, which is fine. We love it. We love a streetwear moment. But whenever I'm creating looks like this, that are like a little bit of a juxtaposition between the concept and what the original style is when I start to get lost on it, Oh, this is cool as shit. Sorry, I'm looking a little bit for some inspo because I don't know how to make this not look like a jersey, because that's the thing that comes into my mind. And you know, we gotta make it a little bit more original. We gotta make it so, you know, False likes this, and hopefully, you know, if he ever does sees this, he's proud of it and what he has inspired. Sometimes I wonder if there is a way to turn off like the viewer count on the restream chat, because underneath the chat when where I look, you guys talk to me and stuff like that, there's like a little viewer count on it, which honestly, it makes me nervous. Not gonna lie, it makes me nervous because sometimes I just see it go up and down, and when I was just streaming on Twitch, I didn't have to see that because the actual chat on OBS doesn't really let you know. And so I was less nervous about it, but you know, sometimes you notice when you have the number right there, you notice a dip and you're like, what the fuck did I do wrong? What happened? I thought we were just having fun, and then people left, or like when people come in and check me out and then they're not interested. I'm like, but what did I do? Come back! No! You know? But oh well, sometimes you're just not everybody's cup of tea, you know? Like, honestly, let's all be honest here, let's not flatter ourselves. We all start being boring. Particularly on the field of streaming, very little people, unless they have experience on the entertainment field, they almost all of us started out being boring. Like, I went back and watched my old VODs because I'm planning on editing my live beginnings and always playthrough, just to, you know, have it edited in a more consumable format. And I was looking at it. Man, what the fuck was my personality? What did I thought it was doing? Was that funny? Were people entertained? What was that about? And why were people watching me at that time? Because even now, particularly during these streams where I have to just talk to myself for like an hour and a half or even more, I feel so bored out of my mind. Same, yeah, is the curse of being a streamer. But like when I look at myself, I feel bored out of my mind, and a lot of people think. Once upon a time, I heard that you should be entertained by yourself whenever you watch your streams, but I don't think that's 100% true. Particularly when you are like me and you happen to have a bit of a low respect for yourself. You tend to not really enjoy what you do, right? At least in my case, I am my harshest critic. I'm quite a bit of a bully with myself, so it's kind of like a difficult situation for me. I'm gonna try this short sleeve. I'm gonna try this short sleeves because I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it. Like, it almost looks like a jersey to me, and I'm not sure if I'm enjoying those vibes or not. Actually, let's try out a color. But like, you know, just to make it a little bit more avant-garde. I don't know what that word means, but I'm just gonna use it because it sounds cool. Just to make it a little bit more interesting, we're going to do a color where it's gonna be like a side color. It's gonna be on the side. I've done colors like this before, but never with this style of clothing. So, you know, we're trying new things. See how we feel about it. Because that's the whole point of the design process, is to throw everything on the wall, see what sticks, and whatever doesn't, just, you know, keep it for another day. Also, important thing that you should always do whenever you design things. I don't care if it's if you're designing a car, if you're designing you know, if you're designing your next schedule, if you're designing your next I don't know. If you I don't know. What do people design these days? Their babies? No. I don't think generic engineering is that far to be able to design babies. But the point is that whatever you will do design work form, whatever it is, just always keep it. Always, always, always keep it. Because it might give you not only will it give you ideas on what to do in the future, it will also give you a sense of progress, you know? Like, let's say, for example, had I not watched those bots of my Live Beginners and Always playthrough, I will never have noticed how much I've grown in the span of a year. Less than a year, really, because those bots were, well, they're about to be a year old. But if I didn't watch them, I will still think that I'm a very dull person, and I still think I am, but not in the degree. I would not have seen the progress that I've done so far. So, you know, remember, if you're being very critical of yourself, try and do like watching yourself for a little bit, and then reflect on how you are right now. Have you changed a lot? Have you not changed enough? And if you have changed, what changed? What is better? Or if you change for the worse, what is worse? I'm gonna try out something different, because I kind of like this, but it feels a little bit incomplete. Well, obviously I haven't designed any pants, right? But you know, I want to try just like a normal color instead, rather than a sideways one, like a crooked color. I'm just gonna try a normal one. Man, I really need to upgrade my tablet at some point, like, because you guys have been knowing in the past how much my tablet has been dying, because I've been complaining about it ever since like last year, and with these pressure issues that I is having recently, I am sorry, but to myself. But man, I put a lot more pressure on my wrist than I used to. And you can tell, because my hand starts hurting really badly. Like, as you guys knew the other day when I drew a lot of with Nandama, that I drew a whole illustration on that day. And you know, even colored it halfway through, my hand was on fire. I was suffering. Because, you know, carpal tunnel is the thing. Carpal tunnel is just something that happens and you cannot really stop it, you know? So, unfortunately, I was suffering from that. And with this, much more so, because, well, turns out that whenever you force your wrist to do movements that it's not usually doing for more than 2 hours, and you do it all day, you will hurt it. It will be a different thing, you know. You will not you will not get away with without any battle scars with that one. And I just don't remember the last time where I didn't have any problems with my wrist. So here's hoping that at some point I'm able to fix it. Here's hoping that at some point I'm able to afford a new tablet so that I can, so that I don't have to die anymore trying to do this. I'm thinking of doing a tie, but not necessarily a tie as in something tied around your neck, but like something that resembles a tie, maybe some kind of design. Like some kind of design in this shirt that kind of resembles a tie. But I don't want to make it too incredibly obvious, you know? I don't want to make it too obvious that it's a tie. Like I just want it to be more of a design feature rather than something that is oh, this is blatantly a tie, you know? I just want it to be like, oh, it's a coincidence. It's just your brain making you think that it's a tie. And it's totally not what I intended to. It's that I did. You know, that's what I'm going for with this. Although the consequences of doing stuff like that, of trying to imply things that are just like very very on the nose, is that sometimes they can look very out of place, you know? Or if you do it like the way that I did this here, you will be doing Mr. Incredible. What the fuck? That looks like the eye. Oh my gosh. I hate myself. Why did I do this? Why? Maybe a triangle instead. Maybe a triangle will do best. Okay, that's better. That kind of helps the Mr. Incredible look. It doesn't look like Mr. Incredible anymore. You know how Mr. Incredible has like the eye right in the chest? That's what I was looking at the moment I turn away for this. Yeah, we can make it run like a seam. At the end of the day, also with cyberpunk things, is that although they are supposed to be super practical, they also don't make any kind of sense either. It's a weird process to explain, but for the most part, cyberpunk stuff doesn't really make sense. Because even in clothing, they look like they're like melded into the bodies of the people, or they have some kind of mechanical properties. At least from what I'm referencing, right? So it's a little bit different here and there. I know. I think it's more on the scale of depending on what you're basing yourself from. Because if you're basing yourself from just straight cyberpunk, the clothing don't have to make that much sense, you know, because cyberpunk and techwear are really interconnected. And the thing about techwear is that techwear it's supposed to be hyper functional. Like you're supposed to have a lot of pockets in a single shirt for you to be able to, you know, access a lot of things, for you to be able to carry a lot of things. Even though, most of the time, no human alive is gonna make use of that many pockets. But you know, it's the idea, right? It's supposed to be what it's called hyper functional. And cyberpunk, depending on how hard you go. If you go to fantasy, it doesn't really have to make any sense, right? But if you want to go more the techwear route, you do have to be a little bit more careful of what you're doing. You know? So I'm trying to think on different ways of how can I improve this, how can I make this a thing. And also, I'm trying to be very abstract with like the tie and stuff like that, because I want it to be like, I want it to be obvious enough that you can make the mental connection, but not too big to the point that you are like, what the fuck is that, you know? And that's actually the thing about design that is probably like one of the most difficult things to do, is trying to imply something without actually making it a thing is difficult. Because you had to make sure that you're tapping into people's memory. And that's something they taught me on graphic design, which was one of the principles of design, is that your design, depending on the target market, on what you're targeting, should always be referring to some kind of experience. And in fact, one of my teachers used to say that design is experience, and I agree, because if I presented this just like this, or like with the triangle before, you guys could probably barely be able to tell that it's a tie if I didn't tell you, right? But because I'm telling you, you're like, oh yeah, I kind of see it. However, good design and the hallmark of good design will tap into your memory and into... I forget what it's called. What was it called? It had a particular name on the... it had a particular name on the graphic design principles. I just forget which one it is. But the point is that it taps into your ability to remember the significance of certain elements, of what certain like a set of attributes means. Like, for example, you guys know that what I just draw right here is the universal signifier of prohibited, is the universal signifier of don't do this. It is what prevents you from doing it, you know? And it's because you've been taught, it's in your memory, it's in your experience, that you've been taught that this signifies prohibited, that this signifies no. And when you really take the collection of images and you really take like the traits, why do you think it says no? Well, because number one, it's red. Red is usually associated with danger, danger, passion, blood, different kind of things. But when you see this, you're like, okay, I should be a little wary, because it's often the color that grabs the most attention to, right? And then what else? It's the shape. You guys always know that a circle with a line on it, or even two lines, will mean no. Will mean don't pass, will mean prohibited. Now, if this was green, on the other hand, this gets a little confusing, right? Now what it is. I mean, it's still it's still a little bit of a prohibition thing, because you're still tapping into your memory, into what you recognize as prohibited, right? But because the color is a little off, you're like, okay, that sign says no, but it's still green. But it still says no, because I recognize that a circle and a line cutting through it means no. But you only recognize it like this because it's in a diagonal. If you take the circle, well, if I could draw a circle, then if you could allow me to draw a circle, you know what? This is as good as it's gonna get. This is a circle. But if I do this, is that prohibition? Not really, because you've been taught that if the line is here, it's prohibited. If the line is here, what does it mean? I don't know. I actually never seen a sign like that before, but I don't really know what it means. If you see it here, if you see it like this, well, you can kinda tell, because, well, it's still in a diagonal, but it's a little bit more confusing. If you see it like this, hold on. If you see it like this, the line cutting in the middle, but from a different angle, it no longer means prohibited. This has a different visual signifier, which means, I think it means danger or tread carefully, if I remember right. It doesn't necessarily mean you're prohibited. It just means be careful, right? And this sign usually comes in yellow, because yellow is supposed to be the universal color for be cautious when it comes to signaling. And that is just like the basic principle of the signs of basic principles of design. When you design something that is abstract, that is vaguely abstract, that it's vaguely deviates from its original shape, you gotta be able to tap into the person's memory and be like, oh yes, this conglomerate of things means stop. This conglomerate of things means go, means be careful. And in this case, I am trying to combine different shapes to be able to signify and to be able to tap into people's memory of like what a tie looks like, and just go with that, Like, does a tie look like this? Vaguely. Like, it's vaguely the shape of a tie, but when you tap into your core memory and you see it, you're like, oh, well, I can kind of see it, yeah. Again, I could be blowing air out of my ass because, well, it's been so long since I've done anything graphic design related. So, I haven't dusted off the knowledge. Well, not really, but it's been a while since I've designed with that principle in mind, with the principle of being abstract. And again, the problem with being too abstract, particularly with how abstract I'm being on this, is that if you're not really sure of if you're doing of what you're doing, if you're not really sure of how you can simplify, or rather than simplify, you can imply the shape of something, then it becomes really difficult to be able to make sure that people get the idea that, okay, no, this is a tie. This is what a tie is, and which is what I'm currently struggling with right now. Like, yes, this is a standing for a tie. I don't like this idea though. I don't like the idea of having like that like that. Jesus Christ, what happened? Why are you suddenly crying? Don't cry, darling. It's okay. I don't know why she has the like she has a habit of just like randomly screeching, which I don't know who she got that from. It totally couldn't happen to me, right, guys? I don't screech that much. But yeah, she's got a habit of just screeching for no reason, which almost always will end up scaring me. So, be careful around what you say to your dogs. You don't know whenever they may start imitating you. I do like that idea, but I'm not sure how much I'm liking this particular rendition of it. Because, like, I mean, it looks kinda cool, but it looks very unclean, per se. It doesn't look good enough, almost. Like, it feels very unpolished, which makes sense. I'm making sketches after all, but still. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the color one because I didn't really like the color one very much, not gonna lie. So I'm grabbing this one and we're gonna make some tweaks with it. Because what is the point of character design if of character and fashion design and just the whole design process if you just don't try completely different things, you know? You gotta try different ways to be able to get your point across. Yeah, I'm gonna try the tie again, just different configuration. Hello? Ah! I hate this tablet. I really do. Why are you cursing me like this, tablet? I am your maker and you will do what I say. Well, I'm not its maker, but I am your master. So you need to obey me, you bitch. How dare. Da, da, da. Yeah, I'm gonna try that again with just... I mean, is there other ways to imply a tie without using an actual tie? Because at the end of the day, that's kind of what I want to avoid. I want to avoid using an actual tie to a tie. Just because I think it will be cool. Like after all, you have a lot of like, you know, designs that you can do when it comes to cyberpunk. You don't have to be like realistic at all. Or I could just try like a straight on color. Like I could try just like going straight color. You know, just kind of have you guys seen like those fracture like plastic colors that almost look like glass? I'm kind of thinking of that, but like make it cyberpunk. Because you know, cyberpunk also does have the thing with the holograms. Because you know, it's technology, it's fantasy technology, so we can probably play around with that a little bit. Like some kind of technological tie. Which, by the way, I'm still only working with the idea of like the newscaster. I want to do other things. I don't want to just stick with the whole newscaster formal thing. I'm gonna move myself a little bit because I feel like the webcam is just picking me up in the totally wrong angle. Where is this thing? I had this reference and I lost it, and it was a really good reference. God damn it! Where is it? Where? Oh, there you are. I'm not sure what I want to do with this, because I like it, but I don't like it. Like, this is already looking a little bit too basic. I'm gonna try like the just like turtleneck color again. But maybe I'll make it higher. Higher and wider. I just don't like the I just don't like the idea. Oh really? Tell me about it, Kai. Welcome to the stream. How you doing, honey? It's been a little bit. Okay, so I want to try like this fracture look. Just so you know. Not be too on the nose. Oh, that is so cool. Are you gonna... Wait, are they okay with that? Are they okay with like people modding their game? I wonder. I wonder if that's something they're okay with. Oh yeah, how's it going next? Kai, it's been a while. Did you end up finishing that DDR machine that you were working on? Oh, I'm glad. Did you end up making it C theme? I'm not sure how to go from here. It's like I wanted to add some of these design elements, just kind of like a shoulder pad. Although that is running the risk of going maybe a little bit too far into the opposite direction. I mean, making it look a little bit too grand. I don't know, but it could look cool. Maybe like a built-in vest kind of situation. Just like some color blocking patterns that make it look like a vest. That could be cool. Like it could all be the same color, but because not the same color, just like slightly different colors, the slightly different color paneling, or like a different texture. And it could be like a built-in vest. That could be an idea. Although I'm not sure if I would call it necessarily like built-in, because at the end of the day, it's more it's made to look like a vest, but it's not really a vest. If I remember right, the official stance on modding is as long as you don't sell it, and if you don't credit the proper, and if you credit the proper people, if you have new content. Oh, I see. Well, if you end up making a mod, let me know and give it to me, because I've actually replayed our live recently because I was feeling a little bit down in the dumps, and you know. Okay, I'm gonna sidetrack again a little bit. But I never quite understood the concept of having comfort characters or a comfort game. And I think it was because I never really needed one. It never crossed my mind that one day I will be so severely attached to a game or to a character that I will want to spend a lot of time in it. But when I played Our Life, I understand now. I understand the plight of people that go through uh, our stuff and they just want to play the same game because it makes them feel comfortable, it makes them feel happy. And now I know. Now I know what it feels like. No, I don't like this. Yeah. Oh, like what? If you don't mind me asking, like what? I'm mostly just adding like decorative elements right now. Oh, okay, I see. You wanna put like a title screen like touch here. Um you wanna put like a title screen like touch here and then it brings up the whole menu? Is that what you're saying? That would be cool, not gonna lie. I would love that. I would love that. Although to be fair, because it's a Rempy game, I never quite expected it uh to I never because again it's a Rempy game. I never quite expected it to be like that much into that. You know, I never expected it to have that the quality to have like just like a proper title screen. You know, it never really crossed my mind. But now that you mention it, I think it'll be like a nice change. It will be like a nice change. Oh, you know what I would love? That would be so expensive to do, and I don't think I would ever do it myself. But I would love like just like almost an animated title screen, where it's like you have like oh, have you seen like those live 2D title screens that are just like the puppet animation with just like, for example, just Cope's hair moving and stuff like that? That would be so cute. In my opinion. In my humble opinion. I'm not sure if this is being very if I'm being successful at the task of putting like of making this look like like a cyberpunk newscaster. I'm not really sure if I'm succeeding on that one, but you know what? I'm trying anyways. I am trying, Mary. Moving the credits rolls to the action of the story at the step of entry. At the end of step 3. Don't you mean at the end of step 4? Because the credits do roll at the end of step 3. Is that what you meant? No, yeah. But what I meant is like the the you meant like at the proper end of the story as step 3, but doesn't it already play there? Like when you finish step 3, you get the whole like credits rolling. I don't you mean step 4, which is the actual ending of the story? Well, technically step 4 is an epilogue, but I am a little bit confused of what you're saying about moving them. Now I gotta decide what I want to do with this. Do I want to make it a zipper? Do I want to make it buttons? I'm not sure either way. But you know what? Since we're making it kind of like a built-in, almost like suit jacket, I think I'm gonna go for like a bit of a shoulder pad, just enhancing this shoulder padding. Oh, wait, you can code that? Is that possible? Because honestly, I would love it. I would love that. Not gonna lie. I mean, I understand why why they put the credits where they meant to. But I will have thought personally. And again, I'm not a game developer. I don't know if that will change anything too drastic. But I would have loved it if when they came out with step 4, they would have actually moved the titles, the credits. Because like I know step 4 wasn't out when the whole game came out. Which is why they leave you like, which is why you can propose to him at step 4 and stuff like that, at step 3 and stuff like that. However, I would have thought to move it. Me personally, if I had any decisions, I would be like, hey, can we somehow recode this so that when people re-download it or when people download the new update, we can move the credits to the end of step 4. Another thing that I would have done is, again, maybe do a different song, or just have like a rearrangement of Cope's soundtrack whenever you like get married to him, because like you know how the title screen song is his theme song. Like, what if that, but you do like a whole rearrangement where whenever like that has like, I don't know, you can have it make it have lyrics or make it so it's what? Something different, Maybe make it a remix, a reprise, Like you could have done that, or maybe just like a more classical version. Yeah, slower, exactly. Just what you would hear whenever you get married to, whenever like you have like the bride and groom dance, like that, I feel like that would have been so cute. Because at the end of the day, you got engaged with him, you married him, so why not, right? Oh, you know what? I did saw something the other day. I saw the what's it called? One of the pictures for the Bastard DLC, because you know I do follow them on Twitter, and so I tend to see a couple things, right? Uh, you know the you know how like on they post an image of the Baxter step 4 epilogue. The way that I saw Cove, and I would immediately leave Baxter in the dust if I saw Cove again, because they describe him as a stranger as a stranger with blue we see from her, right? And you know, it's been like, yeah, I'm supposed to be there for Baxter, but you know what? I'm just gonna like I'm just gonna shove Baxter away the moment I see Cove, because I am not strong enough, man. I am not strong enough. I have a particular attachment to Cove. Like, I don't think I could ever, like, earnestly pursue any of the other dudes because of what Cove has done to me. Like, being serious. Being completely serious here. I don't think I would have ever pursued it. I like this idea. Insofar I like this. I like it. But I feel like it needs a little bit more refinement, so I'm gonna move you here. Honestly, Baxter is the only like I don't get me wrong. I love Derek. I love that himbo with all my heart. But the thing about Baxter is that Baxter is probably the second character I will have. I will be like wanting to date if Cope didn't exist. Like if it was just a world between Derek and Baxter, I will pick Baxter. You know, because he is so incredibly charming. Like, he is so charming, my dude. Like, you have no idea. Like, I love that man. However, I just think that I have two hands, and as long as I have two hands, I can probably, you know, date both of them. Just, you know, so long as you let Cove know and he's okay with it, then why not date both Baxter and him? Like, genuinely, at the end of the wedding DLC, I got such strong vibes, that Cove was kinda into him too. Like, I don't know if that was just my delusion, if that was just my hopes for the future, but I felt like he was into him. You know? That's just my personal feelings, but I felt like he was kind of into him by the end of the wedding DLC, or that there was like a lot of tension between them. So I don't know, I kinda wanna see more of that. So if there's any other man who I would date, I think it would be Baxter. I think it will have to be Baxter. I'm not gonna lie, although Derek was intended to be a root from the get-go, right? Or at least from what I understand, Derek was always intended to be a root. The fact that he was added later doesn't really do any favors for him, because he was always written as the character who is like, because he's in love with you regardless of what you do, regardless of if you hate Cove or if you love him or if you're just friends with him. Derek will always have a crush on you. Like, that is obvious from the get-go. He will always confess to you regardless, unless you make public that you're dating Cove, right? And so what is interesting to me was just the whole fact of they made him a dateable character. Like, they gave him his own ending. But it felt like he was always treating like the character who was meant to be rejected. Like, he was meant to be rejected no matter how you felt about him. And that's my problem with Derek, not gonna lie. It's just the fact that he was just written to be that way. He was just written to be rejected. And that's the sad part. It's just what it is. He's so rejectable and he will... It's hard to say this, but he will never be Cove. Well, that is true. It's part of his character. It is part of his character. The fact that he just doesn't ever make any moves, and he prefers everybody else's happiness over his own. So you know, it is kind of like a ruin out of his own making. But you know, it does make me feel pretty sad for him, just for the fact that he just will never be picked. When is the Baxter DLC coming out again? Because I do have a little bit of money saved up, but you know, I do have to pay a couple other things, so I do want to know when it comes out. Although, is it just me, or did it feel like she like the writer for Our Life? Doesn't it feel like she blew kind of like through the Baxter DLC? Because like I felt like she almost blew completely through it. Like she did it so fast. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. It makes sense, honestly. Now that you say it that way, it does make sense. Because genuinely, it genuinely did feel a little bit too fast. I was like, already? You guys are done already? But then again, that's good, because that means that they can now completely focus on they cannot completely focus on Our Life 2, which I am excited about. Honestly, I'm just waiting for them to release the whatever is the name, release like the push. What's the name of it? I am blanking on what it's called right now. Oh, hey, Kato, how you doing? It's been a while, girly. How's it been? Are you doing lovely? Did you end up getting all of the glamours that you needed? I know, we haven't seen each other in like months, but I hope you got the glamours. I forgot completely what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Shit. This is what happens. This is what happens. And this is what happens whenever I get distracted for the smallest little things. It's just like, yeah, but what? Like, I go, like, something disconnects in my brain. I think somebody just pushes and just, like, removes the life support from my brain cell, and I just, like, flatline. But yeah, I am excited for the Our Life 2. I really do want to see that. Actually, yeah, I seen that before. That's when it... Oh, you wanna know something? You wanna know something? I don't know how many playthroughs I did, but I worked my ass off. I worked my ass off trying to get the one line where Cove calls you horny. I don't know why, I was just working so hard to get it, and no matter what I did, I never got it. Until, unbeknownst to me and everybody in the room, I ended up getting that uh, without without even wanting to. Like I got it without even trying, and that's the and that what bothered me because I was like, you know, here once again completing a playthrough of our life because well, what else do I have time for? For actually working on things, for actually having, you know, taking care of myself, for actually going out. No, I just want to sit Cove again for like the 20th time this year. And I was just, you know, enjoying myself, having fun. And then out of nowhere, he calls me, instead of being like the usual answer, which is like, what is the usual answer? I think the usual answer is like, because of that, when you kiss him. Because, like, you know, you kiss him and he's like, oh, just because of that, and he's blushing. But in that, I was expecting that, and then he suddenly says, oh, is it because you're horny? Like, seriously. Oh, are you here because you're horny? And I'm like, bitch! The one time I actually wasn't trying to be horny. The one time I was being wholesome. The one time I didn't want to have him choke me out is the one time. Is the one time, Mary. I felt so offended. I felt like I felt like I was generally called a harlot at that point. I'm like, am I a degenerate? Am I a whore? Like, am I that much of a sexual deviant that he called me out? I ended up working on other pieces. Oh, so what do you got then? Why you? What were you originally working on? I don't even remember. It's been months. I know far too much about our life beginnings always. I mean, when you're obsessed about a game, you'll learn a lot of things about it. Like, not gonna lie. Our life is like probably the game that I have like the most playtime. If we don't count League of Legends. If we do not count League of Legends, then Our Life is probably the one that I have the most playthrough on. But the thing about that is the fact that, you know, League of Legends is different because you tend to play the game without having any, because it's repeatable gameplay. But Our Life doesn't really have that. It's a finite thing. Like eventually you will always see the end. But every time I play it, somehow I always end up finding something new. Finding some dialogue that I never saw before. Or dialogue that I thought I saw, but it's different dialogue. Which is so interesting to me. I feel like that's probably this is probably the visual novel that I've seen that has so much care on it that the creators said, I want to give a different experience to people every time. I was trying to get the heirloom pieces for Matoya Shrelek, but the boots hate me. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. Level 46 boots and gloves. What was it? Is it the Gaganga skins or something like that? Gaganga skins boot? Something similar to that? That's the only ones that I can think of. I know how to look princely. I never wanted to look knightly. Honestly, whenever it comes to 14, I don't really like knight glamours or like armor stuff. You know? It has never been my thing. I always prefer more like either like leather stuff or just going like full freeform. I don't know what I'm doing, honestly. I didn't have a I didn't have a plan for this, and I'm not sure if any of this looks good. Does this look good, guys? Like, I'll be honest, I had no game plan of attack for this. Unlike the other two collections, I actually have no idea what I'm doing for this. So I'm not sure if it's working out or not. Okay, but let me tell you the idea. The idea is supposed to be a cyberpunk newscaster. That's the idea of this. But I'm not sure if it's giving that. Then again, I haven't designed everything else. Like, if they were only taking shirts right now. And even if it's a shirt, it's supposed to be like a all-in-one piece, like including the best. You know? You had to pick choices with the sword words throughout the step 3. And I think you also need to... Ah, okay, maybe that explains it then. Maybe that explains it. Because I think in that particular playthrough, I was role-playing as a different character, and therefore I didn't say... I think I ended up picking, like, less me answers, you know? Because although I swear like a sailor, I do not I do not engage much into being mean to people, or at least I try not to be. So, or just like, you know, being too carefree on when it comes to that. Ah, man, I'm not sure. I'm not really sure about this. Yeah. But hey, Kato, now you know. Now you have the recipe. You have the recipe on how to make Cove call you horny. Thank you so much, Kai, for letting us know the recipe. But why would he go horny just because we're swearing? The secret sauce. The secret sauce. That's what I don't understand, though. Why will he go horny just because, like, immediately the word horny because we're swearing? Or is it because he's... Oh, wait, no. He reacts to the way we talk. I think he kind of adapts to the way we talk, so... If we swear more, he's more prone to... I think he's more prone to swearing himself as well. I think. Because, okay. This is gonna expose me. This is gonna expose me as a deviant. It's gonna show off something that I'm not quite proud of doing, but what the fuck. In the NSFW DLC, I will not explain the means that I went to acquiring that DLC, or how I saw it, or where I saw it, or if I even have it. I'm not going to disclose that, okay? That is none of your business. All you need to know is that the MC is surprised whenever Cove swears, okay? So, the impliance is that he either doesn't swear much around you, or he's just not somebody to swear. The worst part is that the word is not even anything spicy. Like, the word is not even anything too bad. All that it is the fact that Cove says fuck. That's what he says. He doesn't say anything out of this world. All that he says is that he says fuck, and it's like, you better wash your mouth with soap, young man. How dare you swear on my presence? Like, really, that's how the game treats it, and I'm like, it's just fuck. It's just the word fuck. Come on. I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a while. It's been a while since I saw that. You know. Again, not gonna clarify if I own the DLC or not. Okay, we're not gonna clarify. But if you see me in the Discord server, then you know why. But you know, that's neither here nor there, shall we? Let's not bring more attention to. I don't want to expose myself. What am I doing? Honestly, I'm not too convinced of these. Okay, you know what? We're gonna go for the good old democracy, and you guys are gonna tell me what you guys think. Because I'm gonna put it up for a vote, shall we? We're gonna put it up for a vote. Where's my vote? Where's my vote? I didn't say a no word. All I said was NSFW. Oh, you mean the word fuck? Oh. You know what this reminds me of? You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of like of let Ryuji say fuck. Cause like on Persona 5, there is multiple times where Ryuji, you know, a character who's capable of swearing, he just doesn't swear. I think he just says like some run-of-the-mill swear that nobody has heard of in like 50 years. And I feel like that's the same with Cove. It's like he just swears in like the most what's the name? In the most kid-friendly way. Like, hold on. Exactly. Hold on. Where is it? Okay, it literally gets this. It gets this vibes. You guys know whenever like on Family Guy, whenever like Lois polished off the stairs just so that she can get Peter to swear. Do you guys remember? Do you guys know that? You guys remember that? Like this is what it's giving. I'm gonna play the clip. I'm gonna play the audio.
Hey, Lois, have you seen my Spider-Man socks? I can't see.
This is literally Go.
Oh heavens! Oh goodness gracious! That's Smarts! Oh my! Egad! Well, I'll be. Yikes!
That is literally Cove. That's literally Cove. That's literally him. Just swearing like a way nobody has ever sworn before. Oh god, I hope that one day somebody makes a parody of that. That will be so funny. You know, I never was one to care too much about Family Guy. Cause I never found it funny. I thought that the jokes were too corny, that they were just too played out, that I just didn't like it, right? But you know, it turns out that after the TikTok algorithm kind of like force feeds it to you, you kind of end up having a liking to it. And I'm not saying that I like Family Guy. Like I'm not gonna open myself to liability, but I think I think I like the humor more now than I used to do. I used to like. There's a lot of stuff in the step 3 ending script about the different ways you can Cobb can sleep in the same room. I mean, I don't remember how many things I've gotten. Like Alan, oh, you know what it was the sweetest one to me? To me the sweetest one was the so if you choose to sleep with him on the floor with on step 1, whenever he comes for not a visit, whenever he comes from the sleepover event, if you choose to sleep on the floor with him he will make a reference to it if you choose to do that again on the step 3. Which I found so incredibly sweet. Like, goddamn. He remembers. He still remembers. I didn't know that he will make a reference to it. Honestly, I think if I could go back, and know that it was impossible to essentially, well, it's not impossible, but it's very unlikely that you can ruin your relationship with Cove because, well, it's supposed to be like, oh, you are this is your relationship with him. This is your you know, it's supposed to be relationship but not perfect, right? If I just knew, if I didn't have like the my my BM that flashbacks of being an Otome game player, uh I would have been taking a lot more risk, not gonna lie, because I did miss a lot of dialogue because I just wanted to be safe. And I missed a lot of funny dialogue on my first playthrough. So I kinda just wish to go back go back and just force myself to be a little more creative with my answers and not review so much. Because whenever I got the slightest hint, the slightest whiff of controversy around him, or that he felt even ever so slightly inconvenienced, I immediately undid that. I immediately undid what I did, and you guys saw it on stream for those who were here for the bots. You guys saw it on stream that I will immediately undo anything that will make him mad. Which I don't know. It's just probably a lot about my traumas, not gonna lie. I think that probably speaks a lot about my character. But anyway, yeah. That's my only regret about that game. My only regret is that I didn't try enough things and I was just a little bit too safe. Okay, being completely honest with you guys, I'm feeling a little R block on this one. Wait. I don't remember ever resisting enough being indifferent all the way to the end. What is he like absolutely like extra mean to you when you're an indifferent? Is that what it is? Well, I don't think it's much of a suffer run. I don't think it's much of a suffer run if I don't think it's much of a suffer run if you if you do it first, right? If you start with being indifferent. It is a suffer run if you done any of the other two first. But yeah. I'm gonna put this for a poll. And then we're gonna finish this outfit, and then I'm gonna end stream because my voice is getting really tired. I feel almost like it goes to show how long if you go too much out of practice, how much it can mess you up. And I'm feeling a little R block right now, not gonna lie. I feel like I didn't make enough research for this one on like the other two. So I'm feeling a little So yeah. There you guys go. Which one should we go for? Which one should we go for? 1, 2, or 3? What do you guys want to see? Honestly, I'm kinda leaning on the over 1. Because although it's the safest one, it's still like the one that goes more with my view, you know? But that's the only one I can really think about because I'm feeling a little R block, so I might probably not present this. Okay. I guess you guys do agree with me. I might probably like experiment a little bit more, but I've been working on different things. I've been working on other designs, so I'm a little bit burned out, not gonna lie. Let me open this up. So, I've been working on like content for the for shorts off stream, and one of those ideas was to redesign a little bit the Lasso Light outfits, particularly the third outfits, just because I felt they were missing a little something, you know. They were missing a little something, and because of that, I've been having to turn my brain into overdrive to figure out a way to change this without fundamentally changing what they design about the outfit. Because at the end of the day, these outfits were made by them. These outfits were designed by the Last Light members. It was not so much like their second outfits, because those are more like wave outfits. So these are more reflective of their personal style, and I didn't want to switch too much about them, because at the end of the day, it's not the point. It's not the point to be like, oh yeah, I'm right, you guys are wrong. It's just to show them that it could be done a little bit differently. That there are ways to, you know, do casual outfits without being as plain. Because here's the thing, the outfits are really simple, right? They're the definition of simplicity, but I feel like you can be simple, but also, you know, still add a little bit of fun, a little bit of a styling. So yeah, I've been working on this, and because of that, I feel like I'm a little burnt out on when it comes to drawing stuff. Because honestly, that's how I've been working on the past 2 weeks. I'm not sure if that makes me... I don't know what you're talking about, guy, because that to me just sounds like it makes it 10 times worse. Like, to me, that just sounds like it makes it, like, insufferable to play. But then again, that's the point of the indifference route, right? Like, you kinda hate each other. Because it's not really even indifference, right? Because of the way that Cove acts, particularly in, like step 1, he behaves really really mean to you. Like, he's really mean to you during step 1, and on step 2 you can really do on step 2 you really do feel the fact that he's indifferent. And on step 3 is when you actually realize that he doesn't give a shit about you. Which was probably like the hardest part to me, is just like the fact that to accept the fact that on this playthrough he just doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about anything I do. So it was probably the hardest thing to accept. But on like, again, on Truth 1, on step 1, he's straight out really mean to you. And that is because Cove really has no filter when he's younger. He's just very, what's the name? Wow, I gave him a huge bulge. Holy shit. Hold on. Let me rectify. That's not what I meant to do. You know, if you're gonna... Listen. The mind knows what it wants, okay? Oh my god. No. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here, horny tots. Get out of here. To be honest, the only part about doing an indifference round is I think the hardest part is to know that he's just not there in step 4. Like that was probably the hardest thing to accept during this whole shebang, is that he's just not there in step 4 anymore. There is no reason for him to be there, therefore you will never see him. That was probably the hardest part for me. Because again, there is no reason to see him. There is no reason why he would be there, why he would care about your moms, why he would care enough to come to the reason why you're here in step 4. I have yet to do you also get a chance to make drive on the last 5 minutes. Listen, I will say this. Whenever I did do my indifference route, because I did do one, I blasted through it because it was too painful for me. But I did do one. And the only reason, and the only thing that I did is that on step 3, I just pretty much skipped all over the fucking dialogue. Like, I did not care to know how much Cove did not care about me. So much so that I just skipped through it because I just couldn't. My heart couldn't take it, you know? My heart could not take such abuse. Yeah. Okay. I think this is as far as I'm gonna go. I'm not really satisfied with this, not gonna lie. But I'm just feeling a little bit too Arblock. I'm not feeling the ideas really flowing, you know? This is probably also because when we did the Uki collection, we also did something around Cyberpunk. So I'm probably getting a little tired of Cyberpunk, not gonna lie. I'm probably getting a little tired about it. So, you know. I'm just not sure how to feel about this though. Because I feel bad because only in 2 hours we only designed one outfit, which is not really common for me. I usually design at least 2 on 2 hours. But you know, I've been having a lot of fun chatting with you guys, so maybe that's why. But again, I also did not have that many ideas. Yeah, I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure what else I could do. So I think for now, because of how much my voice hurts. Why are you throwing a table? Don't throw a table at me. Don't throw a table at me. How dare you? I'm trying my best here, okay? My throat really hurts. Poor Table-kun, exactly. Poor Table-kun. But yeah, I think I'm going to go offline pretty soon here because again, I'm just for some reason I'm just not feeling it, man. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling well. I'm not feeling well with that right now. Like I feel like I'm not designing the right mindset. So yeah. And again, I feel bad about it because this is the last design stream I'm gonna do before my break. But hey, I think it's a good idea. It just needs something different. I like the best. I feel like the design of the best, which is what we mainly focused, at the design of the shirt. It turned out really good. I like it. It's just there is just I don't know what missing, you know? It feels like it's missing something. And I don't know if you guys agree or not. Thank you for putting back the table, Clyde. I appreciate it. Please don't throw my tables around. They're really expensive. They are mahogany, you know? They're mahogany. But yeah, I just feel very out of it today, not gonna lie. Ah. But yeah, let's go to use my just chatting screen real quick. Let's just chat a little bit. Let me put the music back on. Where's my music? Where did my music go? No, my music. There you go. I have my music back. Yay! But yeah. How you guys been though? What are you guys doing? Are you guys doing anything fun? Are you guys gonna miss me next month and like the next 3 months that we're not gonna be together? But yeah, you know what? You know what it was? I feel like the whole our life conversation kind of just derailed me, and now I just want to play our life. That I feel like that's what happened. I was not I was not in the zone of designing to begin with, and then chatting about our life kind of just like immediately pulled me out of it. And you know that is my problem. That is the way that I function. The way that I kind of work against myself is that if I am psych out for whatever reason, it's very hard for me to get back into what I was doing, you know? Because I just don't feel interested anymore. I had an anime convention in 3 weeks. Oh, is that anime convention that a lot of Vtubers are going to? Anime North or something like that? I don't remember. I hope my ear is here next week. Oh, haven't you having been problems with your ears in like last year? Like last year around December? Or at least if I remember right. Jesus Christ, man! Have they not told you? Have they not told you what's wrong with it? Had to find a better doctor. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. But hey, I hope that your doctor is able to give you like a proper what is the name? A proper cure pretty soon. Cause that sucks. It sucks to be sick for that long, particularly for the ears. Like they figured out today. Oh hell yeah, man! Hell yeah! Then you're making good progress. Then you're making good progress. I'm proud. I'm glad. I'm glad. Man, it's gonna feel so good to finally hear for the first time after having your ear completely cured, huh? I'm sure it's gonna feel awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, you guys. My voice is getting really hoarse. Again, it really goes to think. I wonder how bad I'm gonna come back whenever I take my break from streaming. How bad I'm gonna come back, because it was only a week of not streaming. I'm not streaming straight for all of my 3 days, and my voice already feels like this. Imagine that. Just imagine that for a sec. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, you guys. But don't worry. I'm just gonna send you guys to. Oop, that's not the right channel. Hold on. That's not the right channel. That's not the right channel. Oh, it's Sayu Vtuber. Never mind. Hold on. I wrote it wrong. I'm gonna send you guys to Sayu. You know, one of the peoples I look up to a lot. He's a generally really entertaining man, and I kinda it's kind of like whenever I think about him, it's like, man, he is who I want to be when I grow up. So yeah, go say hello, guys. Go say hello if he does have like if he does notice us. Go say hello, and I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys on Thursday. On Thursday we're gonna be ranking with my friends Hika and Nico. We're gonna be ranking the Nijisanji outfits. If you guys are interested in that, we're going to be going through a lot of things like how well are their outfits made, do they fit their team, and stuff like that. So you know, we're going to be breaking them down and then ranking them. So if you guys are interested in that, we're going to be doing that at 7 p.m. CST, aka my time. And yeah. But otherwise, I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I love you guys. Bye bye.